Hi, it's the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your September 2017 mid-month readings. Thank you so much for joining us here today. Yes, still in Eastern Europe, but in about another week, I will be back in my home base of California, I think by around the 13th or so. But as you know, I work the same no matter where I go, so thank you for continuing to watch, listen, follow, share, subscribe, like. Thank you for all your support and feedback and comments. And for those of you who continue to keep me so busy wherever I go in reaching out for personal one-on-one readings, thank you so much. Always an honor and a pleasure. Thank you to my regular clients as well. And if any of you are interested in a personal one-on-one reading with me and you haven't read with me before, you can go to my YouTube channel's homepage. Even though I know YouTube has recently changed their format yet again, you can click on the About or Description button or word, and that should take you to some more information and my email address, which is Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. I would be delighted to do a reading with you. I do a wide variety of readings: love and romance, compatibility chartings, career, work, and finance, career overviews, year life overviews, gift readings, channeled messages. And I also do package deals for those of you who like regular monthly or biweekly readings. I do package deals for multiple months. So if you're interested in that, just mention it in your email. Turnaround time is anywhere from 1 to 2 weeks, but we can almost always schedule a reading for you live or recorded within a 2-week period of time because I do readings full time, 5 to 6 days a week. It is what I do. So if you're interested, email me and we'll go from there. These are general readings. Make sure to check your rising and your moon sign as well because there's many of you watching. So the area of your life it resonates in, to what degree and intensity, of course, is going to vary. The details of what's going on in all of your lives will vary, of course, although the energy fundamentally remains the same for those of you for whom it resonates. But watch your rising and your moon sign videos as well if you know them and if you can. They may play out a little more predictively for you than your primary sun sign, or just give you additional insight and clarity. Just try to watch all three if you can, although it's not necessary or essential. Watch your primary sun sign at least. Okay, moving right along. This reading is for Gemini, the air sign of Gemini, the twins, for the last half of September 2017. September 2017, mid-month. Let's see what's in store for our twins, the air sign of Gemini. We have the Page of Swords with the Two of Swords, the Four of Cups with the Ace of Wands, and from the bottom of the deck for overall energy and guidance, the Eight of Cups. So for the general monthly videos at the beginning of the month, there was a lot of energy for a lot of the signs in decision making this month. A lot of this month being kind of internal, going back and forth, wondering about if you should stay or go or end something and start something new. Looks like that energy is continuing for the last half of September for you as well. Your overall energy from the bottom of the deck, energy and guidance, is the Eight of Cups. So water energy governs this suit. The Suit of Cups is emotional, feelings, relationship sector of your life. Sorry about the glare. It's I can't help where I'm at right now in the window and all of that. So, but it will be back to more or less normal in a little bit. So the Eight of Cups is a card of walking away, of leaving something behind you, which you ultimately found dissatisfying, disillusioning. It may have started out great, but it's turned out to be something different, or it hasn't worked out the way that you wanted to, or it's something which has lost its shine, it's run its course. It's no longer bringing you joy or a sense of fulfillment, so you're walking away from it, leaving it definitively behind. That's kind of the overall energy for the last half of September, although I think for you, Gemini, it's internal. This is just kind of the energy, kind of the feeling, what you're kind of operating under. Some of you may, in fact, be in the process of leaving something behind, although I think more than half of you, it's still contemplative energy. You're wanting this, or you're feeling this, but you haven't quite yet made decisions about it. We have the Page of Swords with the Two of Swords for around the middle of September 2017, the third week or so, time being somewhat relative, as I always say. So the Page of Swords can represent you. The pages are the youngest and least mature energies of the tarot. Sometimes they can represent young people or children. It could be something to do with a child or a young person in your life, your child or another child or young person. You could be the Page of Swords as well. And sometimes showing up as a page would represent that you may be feeling, a bit on the childlike or childish side. As well, particularly paired with the Two of Swords and the Four of Cups. Some of you may be just like, I know there's something I need to deal with, but I just don't want to. I just don't want to deal with it right now. Some of you may be acting a little bit childish and immature. Again, some of it may be in reference to your child or a young person of some kind. Pages can also represent messages and messengers as well. The Page of Swords is air energy. It's mental, cerebral, intellectual energy. Swords is all about our ideas, our words, how we look at things, our belief system, and how it affects the way that we communicate, learning, insight, truth, clarity. Mental, cerebral, intellectual energy. So the Page of Swords has a message. Some of you may be getting a message around the middle of the month, and this would be information, news messages, information of some kind as well. Some of you, this information, news, or message may leave you feeling kind of stuck, needing to deal with something, but there's a sense of really not wanting to deal with something, whether it's about a message. This could be about a young person or a child in your life. Could be a message from someone else about something else as well. Or you could just be feeling kind of with any situation in your life, because the specifics and where it resonates in your life is going to vary because there's so many of you watching. But the energy, as I always say, fundamentally remains the same. Something is in front of you which needs to be dealt with, but there's a sense of reluctance or resistance, not wanting to confront something yet, or not wanting to deal with something or make a decision about it yet. Whether it's about another person, whether it's a choice that you need to make. Some of you, this may be in career path I'm getting, or a job situation, or even getting a job. Some of you, it may be a child or young person. The Page of Swords is paired with the Two of Swords, which is that card of being stuck, being at a crossroads. There's a stalemate of some kind. Something needs to be done, addressed, answered, chosen, decided on, taken action on, but nothing's happening right now. The blindfold can represent that you don't know which way to go or decision to make or what to do, but it more often implies a reluctance or a resistance to do anything yet, perhaps being a little bit conflict avoidant, not wanting to address the situation yet. Again, whether it's another person, a child, a message coming in, something that you need to do. Perhaps some of you, this could be there is a need to leave, to walk away, or make a different decision because you're at this place where you're feeling dissatisfied, disillusioned, or you're wanting to, but there's a sense of being not quite ready yet to do it. The fact that it's come up means that it will need to be dealt with sooner rather than later. Now, towards the end of the month, we have the Four of Cups, followed by the Ace of Wands. So cups, more of that emotional water energy here. The Four of Cups sometimes can represent, and being next to the Page of Swords, sometimes it can represent also being a little on the childish or immature side. Not saying that you are. We all go through periods where we act like that. I mean, I just turned 48 years old, and I have my childish, immature moments and days as well. There's times where I'm like, I know I need to be responsible. I know I need to do this, but I just don't want to. We all have those days, and you're no different, Gemini. So the Four of Cups can also represent, feeling a lack of gratitude or appreciation for things or people in your life or situations that you have. It can represent feeling bored, feeling disjointed, not feeling plugged into what's going on in your life, even though it's not bad or it's good for you. Maybe you have a good life, a good environment, people around you care about you, a decent job. This person is kind of reclining against a tree. He's just kind of being lazy. He has these beautiful cups next to him representing, he has some good things in his life. Another one, perhaps an opportunity being offered in front of him, but he doesn't look particularly connected to anything in his life. It can just be a sense of feeling bored, restless, maybe wanting a new change, wanting something different in your life, even though what you have isn't bad, whether that's work, your literal environment, relationships, just not feeling plugged in. Everything's kind of lost its shine. You may be feeling kind of that wah kind of energy. Some of you it just may be the last half of September for you. You're in this place where you just, it feels like maybe some changes are imminent, or there may need to be some changes in your life, or you need to kind of, get up off the couch or get up off the proverbial rear end and make some changes. It does look like something is in front of you, Gemini, regardless of what area of your life this may resonate in. Whether it's you personally, decisions you have to make around your own life, or with a child or young person, or relationship, career path, maybe a project of some kind, your environment, something is in front of you which needs to be dealt with. And it looks like there's this reluctance and resistance in confronting it yet, like you don't want to, but the energy is that it does need to be dealt with, and something does need to be, a decision needs to be made, a path needs to be chosen. The Four of Cups is paired with the Ace of Wands, so we have fire energy here, action-oriented, fluid energy. Wands is all about creating, building, manifesting, change, movement, action, power. It's kind of the opposite of this other energy here. Aces are and sometimes, often Wands can represent career, artistic, or creative endeavors, anything that's about building, forward moving, creative energy. Aces represent the number one, new beginnings, a start to something, a new path that has a lot of potential if it's followed through with, meaning that aces are like seeds. They contain a world of potential, but they have to be planted in the right kind of soil at the right time and nurtured and taken care of. Otherwise, the Ace of Wands can fizzle out as something you start but doesn't get followed through on, or an idea which never gets acted on, so it ends up just fizzling away. So this represents action-oriented. It's kind of the opposite of the Four of Cups. What's going to pull you out of this funk maybe that some of you are in, or this stuck place? It looks like the last thing you want to do is act, make a decision, confront something. But that's exactly what's going to get you out of this energy, particularly towards the end of the month. It looks like there may be more pressure, whether it's external, internal, or a combination of both, in dealing with this, whether it's walking away or making a decision to walk away or stay or invest in this. Something needs to be done. It looks like most of you for the last half of September is going to be kind of mulling it over, maybe being in a little bit of a funk. But the reason we do these readings, forewarned is forearmed. So knowing this ahead of time, you can completely change this by just deciding to take action now and have a completely different sort of last couple of weeks of September. As I always say, we do live in a free will zone, but you can always choose to stay in this energy for a time too. Sometimes we just need to until it gets to the point where we have to do something about it. But it's always often easier to head it off a little bit ahead of time. So food for thought, Gemini. So that pretty much wraps up your September 2017 mid-month readings. I hope that some of you have found it useful. That's given you some food for thought. And again, if any of you are interested in any personal one-on-one reading with me, you can go to my YouTube channel's homepage, click on the About or Description button or words, which should give you some information, in my email address, which is maggie, the number 1, mcguire@gmail.com. I would be most happy to work with you. I will see you all again in a couple of weeks for the October general readings. And until then, Gemini, my lovely twins, as always, I wish you joy, peace, blessings, and a happy, happy life. Take care, and I hope to see you back here again soon. Bye-bye.